Yo, what is good? My anime people, what is good, yo? So, King's Raid is probably going to be one of the shows that come to an inevitable conclusion and won't be seeing multiple seasons. But I do feel like it's going to be uh, somewhat of an interesting ride. I do feel like the Dark Elves are getting kind of the shaft in this show as of right now. Like, they're almost as important, if not more important, than this main character, simply through the end credit song and even the opener song being relatively prevalent throughout the whole things of them, at least from what I've seen, right? As soon as it pops up, I usually see the end song anyway. I see the elf people. You know who I haven't seen much of throughout the whole entire series do it, or throughout this whole entire season do anything, is the Dark Elves. Besides one time, and ever since then, it's been all about the hero and his son's story of now what's going to be pushed forward. So that's the type of stuff that this show is kind of dropping the ball. I was hoping for a little bit of a mixture of both, but seeing how it's, I think, 13 or 12 episodes, there's probably only so much they can elaborate on every single character, which is fine, but you also got to understand that this character is one of the key examples of when you just have someone who's strong because the plot demands it. He didn't train, he didn't do anything. All he did was have these seals released from him. So, almost in a sense of the matter, his training that he's done up to this point was for nothing almost, because, mind you, he fights the same demon he tried to fight, and this same demon he could not get in on. Plus, he put himself in such danger that a tiny little tree, a little tiny guy, tried to save him out of all people. So, now think about that and see next week's episode when or this week's episode, he gets one seal removed and he absolutely destroys the same demon with no help. None at all. So, what does that tell you? That means this character has jumped tremendous levels, not to mention fought against I guess she's not a demon and she has nothing to do with the demon, but the girl who was watching the skeletons pretty much destroy everybody. I think she might be a rogue faction member or something. Like, she's like a rogue member of the people who are in charge of those skeletons, or trying to help the demon king or demon lord. So many different things to call the dark lords and demon lords and kings and whatevs, but all that is getting kind of close to finally probably showcasing what the top head looks like, like who is the person we're going against. Because the last time I checked, there hasn't been necessarily a sign of him outside of just the skeletons pushing forward, and they're pretty much just jumping to the conclusion that yes, that means the demon king is back, instead of actually someone seeing him and then confirming it for us. So that's kind of one of the big missteps that's happening, for just the story's sake of them actually getting strong for these reasons. But all that being said, I am still kind of looking forward to seeing how the story will come to an inevitable end. If the Dark Elves will be useful, if they're just kind of another stepping stone for the hero to get back to the homeland and find out that these Dark Elves are not only knights, but they're one step ahead or one step behind the person who is, about to become practically the new king and whatever he wants to do at the end of the day. But overall, I think the show is, like someone said to me, predictable. It does have linear storytelling. Like even this week was pretty much like, how do you feel about that hero? I don't know. Then the hero does something that makes it so she believes in him. How do you feel about that hero now? I know how I feel. It's like, okay, buddy. Good thing you had that one encounter when he acknowledged his own weakness and that he got lucky pretty much to come out alive. So, hopefully the show definitely has more twists or turns towards the end. I mean, that's more or less for me, not for everybody. A lot of people kind of want to have a linear story told because it just keeps them in line with everything that's happening behind the scenes and right in front of them. So no disrespect to that, it's just what I've been accustomed to all this time of seeing stories break into things that I didn't think were going to be possible. That's what really makes me want to champion them and get behind them. So all that being said, definitely let me know what any of you guys are feeling about King's Raid. I've already talked to one of my loyalists of the anime people, so I know how they feel, and they're the ones that said it was relatively, you know, you could just call what's coming around the corner. It's not really anything too out there. They're not trying to be that way. They're just pretty much trying to tell you a story about these people on screen and get you out of there in a hurry. But that being said, I truly appreciate all y'all for not getting on my case about the videos being late. I know they're late, and you know I want to send out every single one of them as soon as possible, but because of how life is, I can't do that, and so many of you are understanding of that, and I couldn't ask for more. And instead, I will just tell you, videos will be coming, and we got some animes to always talk about. Even if my shows disappear for a little bit and go on break, I'll find something to talk about because there's shows I watch that I don't review, and I could always make a little segment for that. So maybe look out for that if I ever run into a time where I don't have a video to post. So with that being said, take care everybody, and peace. Oh, and I picked Nero because he also got his father's sword and got ridiculously more powerful. So, I mean, what kind of better storytelling than that right there? Alright, later. Okay, Gerald, this is my video, by the way. Bruh. Uh-huh. No? Oof. That wasn't it. Go for broke. Oh.